Good day, viewers. This is Afeademola Johnson, your science tutor. Now, in biology, we'll be looking at the topic classification of living things. Classification of living things. Classification of living things. What is classification? Classification is the systematic grouping of organisms with similar features together. So, organisms that have similar features, the systematic way of putting them together and separating them from organisms with different features. So, that is classification. So, we have is the systematic grouping of organisms with similar features together and separating them from organisms with different features. Features means properties or characteristics or attributes. Now, if you go a branch of biology that is a branch of biology that deals with classification, that deals with the study of classification of living things, is called taxonomy or systematics. Taxonomy or systematics. So that is a branch of biology that deals with the study of classification of living things. So let's quickly go and look at some short history of classification. Now, short history of taxonomy. The first person to talk about classification of living things is Aristotle. Aristotle is a naturalist. What did he say about classification? He stated that all living things are classified as either as parts of animal kingdom or kingdom Animalia, or parts of the plant kingdom or kingdom Plantae. So as at that time, the knowledge of organisms that could not be seen with naked eyes had not come to limelight because microscope had not been discovered. So, as at this time, as at the time of Aristotle, the knowledge organisms is not popular until Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. Anthony van Leeuwenhoek discovered the first microscope. So, until Anthony van Leeuwenhoek discovered the first microscope, then scientists now began to see that apart from plants and animals, there are some organisms that could not be seen with naked eyes. And these organisms were called what? They were called microorganisms. And that was where microbiology started. So then, a man often called the father of modern days taxonomy, named Carolus Linnaeus, which was formerly called Carl Linné. Now, established five kingdoms, such as Kingdom Animalia, Kingdom Monera, B, Kingdom Protista, C, Kingdom Fungi, then D, Kingdom Plantae, and lastly, Kingdom Animalia. Now, so in addition to the two kingdoms earlier created by Aristotle, Carolus Linnaeus added three other kingdoms: Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Protista, and Kingdom Monera, so that we can give attention to organisms that cannot be seen with naked eyes. Carolus Linnaeus gave three notable contributions to classification. One of it is the establishment of kingdoms. The second thing he did is establishment of hierarchical order of classification. And lastly, another thing he did was able to establishment of binomial nomenclature. These are the three things Carolus Linnaeus did. In case you are asked in any exam, three contributions of Carolus Linnaeus. The first thing he did was to give five kingdom system. The second one is that he established hierarchical order of classification, and another one is binomial nomenclature. Let's look at the hierarchy of classification. According to Carolus Linnaeus. Now, the hierarchy of classification now, you have kingdom, phylum, in plants, division, in botany. Then phylum, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, plural form. Plural is genera without L at the back. Then after genus we have species. Now the next thing to talk about here is kingdom. Before we now talk about binomial nomenclature, that one will be probably in the next video. What is a kingdom? It's just like we have in a nation, Nigeria. We have 3 tiers of government. We have the federal government, we have the state government, we have the local government, and we have towns and cities. The same thing. If somebody says, what is a federation? You say a federation is a group of 36 states. A group of states. The same thing is here. A kingdom is a group of organisms of different phyla or division in botany which cannot interbreed and produce viable offspring. What do I mean by this? A kingdom is a group of phyla. Plural form of phylum is phyla. I didn't say that, so I should have said that plural. Plural phyla. So a group of phyla, for example, inside animal kingdom, we have phylum Chordata, which are animals with backbone. Now, inside that also we have phylum Porifera, where you have sponges. I ask you this question: can Hydra, which belongs to phylum Coelentrata, marry a human being that belongs to the phylum Chordata and produce offspring? No. So members of different phyla in the same group cannot interbreed. They cannot sleep with each other and produce a viable, a child that is viable, a viable child, a viable offspring, an offspring that can be produced again. So it is not possible. So it is the largest. Kingdom is the largest level of classification. It contains the highest member. I've seen a question like that. Then let's look at phylum. What is phylum or division? Division in botany. Now, phylum or division in plants is a group of organisms of different classes which cannot interbreed and produce viable offspring. So organisms of different classes. For example, in the phylum Chordata, we have the class Mammalia, where human beings belong. So we have class Mammalia, human being, for example. Class Amphibian, where you have frog and toad. Can toad and frog belonging to amphibian marry human being belonging to phylum Chordata? Belonging to class Mammalia? It's not possible, and they cannot produce viable offspring. Then we have class. A class is a group of organisms of different class. Under it we have order. Different orders which cannot interbreed and produce viable offspring. So, for example, in the kingdom Mammalia, we have other ungulates, which are those ones that have hoofs on their leg, like goats. We have other primates where human beings belong. Can goats and human beings marry each other and produce viable offspring? Never. So that is it. Then the next thing to look at here is order. What is an order? An order is a group of organisms of different, under the order you have families cannot interbreed and produce viable offspring. Look at lion and tiger. They belong to cat family, but they are different orders. That is why lion and tiger cannot marry. They cannot produce viable offspring. So we have family now. Family. A family is a group of organisms. A group of organisms of different what? What's under family in this place? Different genera. Don't forget the plural form of general. Genus is what? General. Which cannot what? Which cannot interbreed and produce viable offspring. Take note of that. Then after family we have genus. Genus. So a genus is a group of organisms of different what? Different species. Which what? Which cannot interbreed and produce viable offspring. Look at human being and monkey. We have some resemblance. We belong to the same genus Homo, but we are of different species. So, and that is why monkey and human being cannot interbreed. If they interbreed, they produce offspring. The offspring is not viable, cannot reproduce again. So it's not possible. Then we have species. Species. Whether singular or plural, species is species. So a species is a group of organisms of different varieties which can interbreed and produce viable offspring. So a species is the only one among all the definitions we have been given that members can interbreed. Look at human being. We have different species of human being. We have some species of white men with white skin, with curly hair. In Africa, we have another variety of human being with a woolly hair and black skin. We have some varieties of dwarf. We have some varieties of giant. We have some varieties of albino. Different varieties, but all of us can interbreed and produce, can marry each other and produce children, and the children will still produce children. So that is what we see. If you look at beans family, you see that we have white beans, we have red beans. You can cross the white and the red beans together to get another type of beans. You can see we have white rats, which we call albino rats. We have black rats here. You can crossbreed the white rat with the black rat and they produce black and white. So in genetics, when we get to codominance, non-Mendelian inheritance, we'll talk about that, the possibility of that. So members of the same species, even though they are of different varieties, can interbreed and produce viable offspring. My people, I'm going to stop here. So in the next class, we'll continue to talk about binomial nomenclature. Please do well to subscribe. Click the subscribe button. Share this video to encourage me. I remain Ademola Johnson. God bless you. Thank you.